Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by mountains, there lived a 24-year-old young man named Marco. Marco was very restless, and his mind was always full of thoughts. All day long, different ideas came and went, and these constant waves of thinking left him feeling uneasy and tired. He often felt sad about his past and worried endlessly about the future. Because of this storm inside his head, he could not feel calm, he could not sleep well, and he had even forgotten how to smile. One day, Marco heard about a faraway village in the hills. People said that a wise old man lived there. Long ago, this man had been a famous psychologist in the city. He had helped many people find peace in their lives and taught them how to calm their minds. But now, after growing old, he had left the noise and busyness of city life and chosen to live quietly in nature, giving advice to visitors from time to time. Marco became curious and hopeful. He thought to himself, maybe this wise man can help me find peace. With that thought in his heart, he began his journey. After many days of walking through tiring paths, Marco finally reached the quiet hill village. When he arrived, he saw a small house covered in greenery. On the porch of the house, the old man sat quietly, his eyes closed, his face calm, and his whole presence filled with peace. Marco slowly approached him and said softly, "Grandfather, my mind is very restless. I cannot stop thinking, and I want peace in my heart. Can you help me?" The old man slowly opened his eyes and smiled gently. "So, you are looking for peace," he said in a calm voice. "Then come with me. I will give you a small task." He led Marco into his little yard, took a glass, and filled it completely to the brim with water. The glass was so full that even the slightest shake would spill it. He handed it to Marco and said, "Walk from here to the edge of the village and then come back. But remember, you must not spill even one drop of water." Marco looked surprised, but he trusted the old man and wanted to do his best. He carefully took the glass and began walking. The road was narrow and full of distractions. People were walking, children were running, shopkeepers were shouting to customers, and dogs were barking loudly. But Marco did not look at anything around him. His eyes stayed only on the glass of water. Step by step, slowly and carefully, he walked through the busy road. People looked at him curiously, but no one disturbed him, for they understood he was learning something important. Finally, Marco returned to the old man and said proudly, "Grandfather, I did it. I didn't spill even one drop of water." The old man nodded and smiled. Then he asked, "That's good. But tell me, did you see the children playing on the side of the road? Did you hear the dogs barking?" Marco looked surprised and said, "No, I didn't see or hear anything. I was only focusing on the glass." The old man smiled again, his eyes shining with kindness. "That," he said gently, "is the secret. Something that was always inside you, but you did not know. When your mind stays in the present moment, there is no space for fear, no confusion, and no unnecessary thoughts. You were only thinking about the water in the glass, and in that time your mind became completely quiet. You were not sad about the past. You were not worried about the future. You were living only in this moment. That is where real peace is found." Slowly, Marco began to understand. The peace he had been searching for outside was not in some faraway place. It was already inside him. All he needed to do was keep his mind in the present moment. He bowed his head deeply and said softly, "Grandfather, now I understand. If I want to calm my mind, I must stay here, in this very moment. That is when true peace comes." The old man smiled again. The sun was setting, and its golden light spread gently across the ground. Birds were flying back to their nests, and everything around felt calm. Marco started walking back home, but he was no longer the same restless young man who had arrived there. Something had changed inside him. His heart was lighter, and his mind was finally at peace, because now he knew the secret of calming the mind. If you enjoyed this story, please give it a like and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories like this one. Thank you for staying with us, and we'll see you in the next story with new thoughts and new lessons. Until then, stay well and stay peaceful.